Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a World News Flash Update. Today's date, April 24, 2024, time about 1 p.m. in Texas, episode 155. Some of the things we'll cover: Kharkiv, kid attack; Russia, nukes on Finland border; and U.S. and French troops inside Ukraine; and Israel, EMP on Iran. Some of my sources are God in the Bible Patriot subscriber, Hal Turner War News 24/7, Real Raw News, Moon of Alabama, Israeli News Live, Scott Ritter. So let's get started. Recently we heard about Russia taking down in the last couple of days a TV station located in Kharkiv. Now more information is coming out from Real Raw News that FSB Spetsnaz agent Sakharov, Andrei Sakharov, brought this information out and released it to U.S. intel, U.S. military intel, white hats, that on April 19, Spetsnaz, that's the Special Forces of Russia, invaded the home of a child trafficker, Anton Doroshenko, who was linked to kidnapping of Russian children along the border with Ukraine. And what they saw was the Anton D. and 3 or 4 other men, all of whom have been neutralized and in a, I'm believing, a perpetual hot and fiery place. But when the Russian Special Forces went into the home of Anton, they saw this group of men watching child porn on their TV set, and that was being broadcast from the Kharkiv city. And what they determined was the TV remote had a special device, an SD device, that could split the signal. So on one part of the signal, you could see regular TV. On another part of the signal, you could see in a special room in the Kharkiv TV channel, minors who were engaged in certain acts, all of whom had an electric dog collar on their necks and were being, there were adults around them with remotes shocking them. And then they arrested the 4 men. Now, it was determined through interrogation that the source of the SD device that would split the signal on the TV remote is Budanov, the head of Ukraine intelligence. So, when you remove the SD device from the TV remote control, then you see the regular TV programming. The child porn was being piggybacked on the regular TV signal. Then the signal split by the SSD device. And it was reported by this group that the decoder for the TV signal came from Budanov. The Russian intel group is now tracking decoder signals inside Ukraine. So that's going on. And now we have this. France and Germany have reported they're now on a war economy. The leader of France, Macron, and the leader of the UK, Sunak, and Germany have all reported, yes, we're going to war. And I would like to point out that we're finding out, and we know that President Trump is a white hat, and one of the objectives when President Trump said Ukraine is important to the U.S. is that Ukraine is a known trafficker, launderer of money, underground tunnels for trafficking, and biolabs. So yeah, the white hats are moving in. And now we have this. Russian sources, so we had heard just from rumors that French and U.S. troops were inside Odessa, Ukraine. Russian sources are now confirming this. And they say it's the French Foreign Legion and the U.S. 101st Airborne Group. And their cover for going into Ukraine was by 60 NATO advisors. But it's now recognized by Russia and is being publicly put out that there are French and U.S. military troops inside Odessa, Ukraine. And now we have this. So, coming from War News, talking about the Orsha plan, part of Steadfast Defender exercise. We know we have in this area, NATO now has approximately 120,000 troops, hundreds of planes and ships. Okay. And Russia believes that NATO practices to attack Kaliningrad, which is a Russian enclave. In this area, the Suwalki Gap that goes from Kaliningrad to Belarus. Part of the Suwalki Gap is in Lithuania and part is in Poland. So Russia believes NATO practices to attack Kaliningrad. And during the exercise, NATO believes Russia has used e-warfare. And for 63 hours, planes, cars that have computer chips and use GPS could not operate. This came out yesterday, April 23. And that Russia had blacked out satellites and has done so for the last 4 months 900 times. And it's believed by NATO that Russia practices taking control of the Baltic Sea and the Caspian Sea, and that they will use Kinzhal missiles as part of their GLONASS Russia-Belarus exercise. Now we have Scott Ritter. He's a retired Marine military analyst, came out with this on April 22nd. Russia to Zelensky. Zelensky has suspended elections in Ukraine during wartime, but Russia recognizes Zelensky's term as president to be ending May 20. Russia has made this public statement. After May 20, Russia does not recognize Zelensky as a government leader. That could possibly place Zelensky in the crosshairs of a Russian sniper. So that's going on. Now we have this also from War News. So we have Russia has stormed past Avdiivka under cover of a smoke cloud produced by a TDA-2K machine that produces smoke. So a lot of Russian troops came in under smoke to take Severodonetsk. Russia has hit Belgorodka, that's near Severodonetsk, and they are moving toward Soledar. There, on April 22nd, was fierce fighting between Russian paratroopers who came out of the sky at night under cover of the smoke also, versus the Ukraine Edelweiss force. So we have that going on. Fierce fighting. And now, Hal Turner reports last night about 7 p.m. Russia has moved nuclear-tipped missiles to the border with Finland. Hal Turner has confirmed this with multiple sources. Russia moved to the Finland border hypersonic Iskanders that have a range of 500 kilometers and a speed of 7,500 kilometers per hour. They are all tipped with tactical nukes in the location of Karelia, Russia. That's located right on the border with Finland. The range of these nuke-tipped missiles can reach most of Poland that is populated and Estonia. So that's going on. It's been confirmed, and they were moved there last night. Now, an update on what's going on in Israel. And we have more and more information coming out that Israel did a few days ago in Jordan, put in the air an F-35 that had a nuke on it. The purpose was to cause an EMP over Iran. So we have more information coming out, and that it was shot down by a Russian U.S. Air Force plane. So we have this coming out. Daily Times in UK via Moon of Alabama site. Israel on April 12 published that it had a plan to hit Iran with an EMP pulse. And that was published in the Daily Times in the UK, April 12. And now we have this from Israeli News Live, Stephen Ben-Nun. Bits of information are coming out that supports that Israel did in fact put an F-35 loaded with a nuke in the air to cause an EMP over Iran that was shot down by a Russian plane. And now today, Hezbollah has hit inside Israel, Haifa, near Haifa, hit an Israeli military base and has destroyed an Israeli Iron Dome defense system radar at Meron Israeli base. So that concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.